Hi, I'm Bob Kendall. I want to thank you for purchasing these indicators. We're finally able to offer a masterclass on how to use these. My goal is to get you to understand what they are and how to use them with some trade setups and go through some basic configurations on how to use them. So let's get into this video. But before we do, I do want to make sure that you go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's other content there relative to the indicators, as well as my ongoing analysis that I do. You'll see the indicators in use at a real-time level on a daily basis, and you'll learn even more just by watching my videos on YouTube. So make sure you go there and subscribe and hit that notification bell. So let's talk just a little bit about what we're going to be doing in this class. And the class is going to be aimed at a number of things. And that is going to be, first, understanding the philosophy, what's behind each one of the indicators, as well as the general philosophy of myself when it comes to trading, understanding trade setups, trending, other things that I'm going to be covering. Before we get into that, I want to talk a bit about who I am and why I'm qualified to be here. I've been in the markets for almost 43 years now. It's hard to believe that that much time has went by, but it has. This graphic here shows a little bit of what I've been doing. It stops at 2011, as basically I've been doing the same thing since 2011 forward, with the exception of the YouTube channel and the introduction to the retail community. I spent most of my professional life behind the firewall with my institutional customers. I've been an institutional rep. I've been a head financial analyst at a major firm. What I'm bringing to you here in this series is those 40 years of experience. I'm going to do my best to give you some insight on how to set up trades, how to understand what's going on with the markets on an ongoing basis. I don't want you to ever be lost and wondering what's going on with the markets again. I find myself very seldom ever confused about that. You can go through this whole timeline. You're welcome to pause it. I'm not going to give you a blow-by-blow of all of my experience, but I do want you to understand that I have been doing this for a long time, and many of you have already watched me on YouTube, and that's why you're here and why you decided to buy the indicators. Let's talk about a couple of things that you're going to need to get started. Number one, you're going to have a TradingView subscription. You can use the free TradingView subscription. You sign up, you get 3 indicators you can put on. That will work to a certain level, especially those of you that just want to use Market Grid or a couple of the other indicators at one time. If you want to use the setup as I'm going to show them to you in this series, you're going to need at least a pro version, which will give you the ability to put 10 indicators on. We're delivering 9 indicators on this purchase that you just made. So that will be really the best. You may have to add a real-time subscription, so if you're going to day trade, so you'll have the real-time data to use these indicators. Let's talk about who these indicators are for. The indicators are for anyone from a novice to intermediate. I'm not going to go into advanced issues here, but I'm going to get you from what I'm going to call A to Z, understanding what these indicators are, what they're going to do for you in your trading, basically raise you from a novice to an intermediate by the time you're done watching this video series. So here's the plan. I'm going to talk about a novice trader, going to intermediate. Ultimately, we're going to talk a little bit about day trading. We won't be able to get in super depth. That's a course in itself. But I want to talk to you about creating a process to eliminate emotion. That is the goal of this series. Trade setups, entry levels, which you have to have, risk analysis, otherwise points where you want to put a stop, and ultimately profit targets. How do you take profits and lock things in? I'm going to show you a number of techniques that I use, that I show in the live room, but also that I've used for many years in my own trading. The mantra that I have used for many years is process over attitude and opinion. Attitudes and opinions keep you in when you should be out and out when you should be in. What I mean by that, if you don't have a step-by-step process, there's no way that you're going to be successful. In fact, if you look up the definition of discipline, you're going to find that it says to become adherent to a state of order or a set of rules to bring about a desired result. And that state of order has to be from A through Z. All the aspects of understanding the trade once you're in it, taking profits, and also taking losses or stopping out when you find out that the trade setup has failed. These are all parts of the things that I'm going to do my best to show you how to achieve in your trading. Before getting into the description of all the indicators, I do want to show you where you're going to find your indicators once that you've bought them. These will be available to you, and this is where you're going to find them. The first thing you're going to need to do is to log into your TradingView account, which I have already done. You're going to go to Products, set up a chart, and you're going to come up with an initial chart here. Now, what I'm going to show you is where to find indicators and how easy they are to apply. In the balance of this video, I'll be going through segment by segment what the indicators are and how to apply them ultimately in the trading strategy process. So let's apply some indicators. So first of all, we go up to the top tab where it says Indicators, and then we're going to invite only scripts. Your scripts will show up here, and they'll be even WaveTech or WT. And all I'm going to do is just put up here, I'm going to put the WaveTech pattern finder, and it's going to show you the patterns that it recognizes. But all of your indicators will be right here. You should have 9 of them in total. There's PPM 1, 2, and 3, the market grid, the fib projection tool, the cycle finder. There's a lot of tools which I'm going to be going through here shortly, but this is where you find them. They're super easy to put on. You'll click on them and you'll have access to them immediately. Once again, I want to thank you for purchasing these indicators, and the videos that I'm about to take you through are going to give you everything you need to know to become a highly profitable trader. Let's get into the series now. Thank you again for being part of our community.